Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the UK League Championship here at the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios. I am HitBrain, he's Orcs, and we're getting ready to go into our third game of the day. It's going to be BTXL taking on Phelan. Now, Orcs, what are we making of this? XL are currently undefeated.
Yep.
And if they can win this game, they will have completely clean swept the first stage of the round robin. They're going to do it, aren't they?
It's looking very XL favored, but they haven't been flawless. Against Fnatic Rising, they were. Against Barrage, early game, a little bit skew, and then it was the mid game where they just crushed them. Against the other teams, XL have this weird thing where they kind of win the early game, and then the mid game, they're like, oh, well, game's over, let's just chill. And then the other team starts to claw some advantages, and then they go, oh, wait, yeah, we have to finish. And then they just end the game.
So I'm going to ask you a little question that I asked you in the last game. Let's look at Phelan. Who is our avenue into this game? Who do you think has the capability to put this game on their back and really give Phelan a chance versus XL? Because it is unfortunately a very favored game in there against them. So Phelan, they need to find like an avenue into this game. And what is that avenue?
I think you can challenge XL in the early game. I think that mid game's extremely hard to contest. So you have to be sharp on your rotations, your lane assignments, making sure you have the right numbers advantage and the conditions for your team fights if you want to contest them there. But we started the early game. And I think in the early game, teams have shown they can go toe-to-toe with XL. I think it's just a matter of how Sawyer implements the jungle, him pairing up with Raisins, which I've wanted to see for a while, them working together in tandem and moving around the map, and potentially, similar to what we saw from Fnatic Rising, setting up Jack Spectra to be this big carry in the later stages. That's what I want from Phelan. And I think start with the early game, see how it goes. Mid game is another beast entirely, but to even get some progress against XL is a pretty sort of big achievement. We do see the bans start to come in, and Aphelios actually banned away by Phelan, so I won't see Jack Spectra on that one again. He has had some monster performances on that, but I think just cautious of handing it over as a first pick.
Alrighty, well, Phelan, what do they want to ban away as their final ban? We're looking at the Pantheon, the Jarvan, the Ornn, the Aphelios, and the Soraka so far. Thank God we haven't seen any Soraka today, and that will be a set ban away. Sendo's been favoring this pick quite a lot, so it makes sense as a bit of a target ban there, away from the side of BTXL. And now XL rounding out with their first pick here. What has been left open to them? The Misfortune is open. If they want to go for that center lane we saw run by Envision earlier, that's open to them. Quite a lot of things that they could take here. So they're going to go for the Syndra, nice and flexible for them. They can put it bot lane, they can put it mid lane.
Especially good for special, though, I think is the big thing. He's been monstrous on that. It does leave Phelan. I think the big thing with the center is you want to take it a double rotation with the Tahm Kench. Phelan answered with that, and it gives Jack Spectra a strong carry to take. Now, the question is going to be, what will BTXL do as a response? Are they going to pick up that bot lane now? They could go for the Ezreal Yuumi on a full rotation. They could go for the Ezreal and leave something else till later. Or the typical thing we've seen is maybe just going for your jungler on this pick, which for Taxa would be that Lee Sin. Pairs very well up with the Syndra to have strong pressure in the mid jungle. But no, they're just going to go for the Misfortune right now. Wanting to have one of those top tier AD carries available for them before it gets to the later rotation when it can be banned away. So they lock that in, and the question is going to be, what will they round out with? They could go for the jungle, the support, I feel like are the obvious ones we'd expect to see.
Yeah, we'll see what XL decide to pick up here. They are currently, that Syndra kind of flex pick, kind of thrown out the window instantly, decided they didn't want to go for that. They are going to pick up Taxa, his Lee Sin. We know he likes this pick quite a lot, and we'll afford him some early priority, some early ganking capabilities. So we'll have to see where he decides to try and apply some pressure here. I feel like if this center lane does fall behind, it will fall really far behind. Due to the fact, obviously, center's not farming, and it would take longer to kind of stack up your...
I feel like if you can't trade, that's an issue.
It's called?
The sickle. I feel like if you can't trade, that can be an issue, but it's not too much of a problem because the gold is... most of the gold is missing out from Raisins on the support. So it's not actually that bad because as long as you're still getting stacks. They lock in the Sejuani to answer the junglers. Now, this has strengths in the fact that you make sure you have something that could potentially match Taxa in the early game, but to be honest, Sejuani won't massively do that, but it does secure you a strong frontliner in that mid game, especially paired up with the Tahm Kench, who will be getting that gold income. The downside to this is that they haven't locked in a mid laner, so I feel like XL, if there's any things they're concerned about special playing Syndra into, they can ban them away. Aurelia taking off the cards works extremely well with the Sejuani. If you want to go for other melee mid laners, you could also go for the Yasuo, or you could go in the direction of the LeBlanc, which is a pretty solid pick into the Syndra. Nautilus banned away from BTXL. They could look towards top laners, or they could once again hit the support pool. Leona tends to be a pretty strong one. Obviously, Tahm Kench offers that element of safety, but you can definitely turn around the damage onto him. But instead, going for the Aatrox from Sendo.
Now, BTXL looking for one more ban. Like you said, you expect to maybe see this Yasuo as a potential here because paired up with the Sejuani can be nice, but...
Yasuo, LeBlanc, maybe even the Zoe are the other sort of big three I'd expect as like mid lane answers to special. They could go in a different direction though. There could be something they feel is a bigger threat, or potentially throw something towards top lane. They do just go for the Yasuo in the end. Obviously, the Wind Wall, extremely effective versus Deadly as well in the Misfortune. Being able to block that one. So... now for Dragain, sorry. Question's going to be, what will they pair up in the mid lane? Obviously, melee champions synergize extremely well with the Sejuani, but you can pick something that has a range advantage over the Syndra and look to contest in that regard.
Oh, taking the time to think about it. The good blind pick, a solid pick into Syndra. Syndra always struggles when champions can jump onto her. LeBlanc loves getting in your face and blinking onto you. So, strong pick up there. Solid blind is going to get picked up. Now we're going to see what XL want to pick up here for their top and their support now going into this stage. Having a little bit of a think about what is open.
Yeah, they have a lot of options in terms of support. I feel like Kissing has a lot of flexibility if he wants to go sort of range to melee. Gangplank top lane makes complete sense to set up mid game and have a scaling option. But yeah, for Kissing, you could go, Leona's the one that you would standardly pair up in tandem, especially with Nautilus down. You could go for the Rakan, which obviously is quite mobile and hard to pin down. Or you could just go for a range support because you know the matchup into the Tahm Kench. You can apply pressure in that 2v2. Sort of really a lot of options for Kissing right now.
Oh, well, they are going to lock in the Nani. So gives them some solid disengage as well as kind of poke in lane. If you find something onto Bear Tree, you can always kind of bubble him as well. Not Bear Tree, sorry, onto Jack Spectre. You can always bubble Raisins while he gobbles him up to make sure that they hold them in place for as long as possible. And Phelan, they're rounding out with the Vladimir to go into the Gangplank early in the lane. Well, in the top side, not really early. Does obviously offer them some more scaling as well. Vladimir goes incredibly well into the late game.
It outscales the Gangplank in the later stages. You can eventually win that 1v1 matchup, and Vladimir becomes an absolute monster, especially when you have a mobile carries in the Misfortune and the Syndra. I think for Phelan, they have a lot of scaling options in their composition. They need a LeBlanc, though, to provide that early pressure, because I feel like BTXL, they can have a crushing early, a crushing mid-game. They have lane advantages bot lane. Top lane, Sendo, it's just going to be farming. And the mid-jungle, they'll have the pressure as well, unless Dragain can hold his own. So I think this is standard XL. Find advantages mid-jungle, move that down bot, get deadly fed, win game mid-game. That is textbook XL gameplay, not just for this split, but also for last year. Phelan, on the other hand, it's really relying on Dragain here, and that's my concern, because typically if you have a LeBlanc, you want to see it paired up with a jungler who can match your aggression. Sejuani really can't. It's not the greatest synergy with the LeBlanc, because obviously you're relying on stacking your passive yourself, which makes it a bit trickier. And as we said, the long cooldown on the Arctic Assault, it's over 20 seconds in the early game. It makes you very vulnerable. You dash in, Syndra can knock you away or stun you. Lee Sin can outplay you with his mobility, and they can turn it around. So
it's very hard to stack out that permafrost. You've only got Raisins on the Tahm Kench.
I'm a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned that BTXL just crush this early, crush this mid, game's over. But if Phelan find an avenue to hold this out, if they try and maintain and match this pressure, their late game is pretty solid.
Well, we'll have to keep our eyes on Phelan in this game. It's BTXL taking on Phelan.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Can Dragane get himself a good lane versus Special here?
30 seconds until
Special has been a solid mid laner in the UK scene for quite a while. Obviously did go away for a little bit to play off in the LEC, but has been here on return with XL. He's on this Syndra. So, defensive line starting up across the board from both of these teams. No one's going for any invades, no shenanigans to start us off.
Minions have spawned.
It looks like the junglers will be starting on the opposite side of the map from it. Oh no, same side of the map from each other. Although, Taxa maybe seeing if he can get over this tri-brush into Bear Tree's face. As Bear Tree will spot out Sendo. Sendo's aware he's there.
Evade could potentially come in here. Vladimir, pretty useless level 1. That transfusion is on like a 9-second cooldown, and your auto attacks do very little. So they're going for this invade.
Yep, they're going to go in and just zone them away. Bear Tree actually getting kicked here. A lot of damage getting put into him, and level 1 Gangplank and level 1 Lee Sin is really going to hurt you. Bear Tree's just going to get forced away. They're going to steal away this red buff. Solid start there for XL.
Does reset though, so delaying a little bit. But still, obviously, Tax is stealing away that red buff. Big advantage, and this is the issue with the Sejuani and the Vladimir in the early game. Both of them not too impactful, not able to go toe-to-toe with the Gangplank Lee Sin. So already an advantage started up for BTXL.
Well,
actually, Bear Tree took a long route to lanes. He's missed the first wave completely.
He was really scared about getting caught out and maybe some cheese, so he took the longest way there. Sendo, quite happy just to hold the wave, stack it up, get some damage off, and farm up. He's going to hit level 2 way earlier than Bear Tree, and now Bear Tree will have this wave pushing into him with that transfusion. It's going to be okay just to heal himself back up. Jack's actually taking some poke here in the bot side. Deadly and him and Kasing have been trading away, but a lot of healing available in this bot lane, so you kind of expect, but you won't see too much action breaking out there as Special gets himself a solid trade off on Jagane, and now Taxa on a ward. Not going to get himself anything here, but trying to get himself a cheeky invade on to Sawyer, but Sawyer's already cleared that side of the jungle completely here.
Yeah, I think that's a bad read, in my opinion. I mean, you forced him off the top side jungle. You've got to expect Sejuani's just going to full clear on the blue side. And in the end, they don't get much other than vision control. And that's the positive of the situation. They'll be able to track Sawyer when he moves down for the respawn camps. But ultimately, nothing really achieved there from the denial. Right now, though, Special, as to be expected, looking pretty controlling in this mid lane matchup. Is down a little bit in XP. But has Dragane pushed in on a tower.
And we actually see Jack has started out with the sickle this time, so not completely...
He's done it properly.
not completely screwing himself over a little bit here. As Taxa's actually just going for a very delayed free buff. He may even just look to give this over to Special, potentially. Just let Special continue to bully Dragane in the lane as much as possible.
Oh, they messed that CS up.
That is unfortunate.
It's very different, though, having the support farm and the AD carry purposely miss everything, but obviously still trying to help. So now the support has to try and help UCS in the tower. Do you see Deadly Recall, picks up the boots, lots of movement speed, great for that champion. The double Dorans, that lifesteal and early power. And Kasing, he's gone for a charming build, the triple fairy charm, where just the mana regen is going to keep you in lane longer. It means you can use your abilities and get that base power available to you more so.
Sendo's going to get himself a CS lead off this wave as well, which is going to continue to press the advantage versus Bear Tree from that level 1, but just cost Bear Tree quite heavily. Bear Tree has hit level 5 first, though. He's been able to push this wave in as much as possible. Big wave stacking up for Sendo, so we had to equalize this out here. So he's actually running into his face. Obviously, with that trial by fire, we'll just win out these early trades now. The Infernal Drake is the first one up on the map, and you can see the Phelan actually roaming a lot of members around here. They want to see if they can get their hands onto this as quick as possible, because you want to get these to deny a potential soul point, especially to a team who, if they can snowball, are just going to snowball hard. As Sendo continues to trade out here.
Not sure who got the camp in the end there, but ultimately, XL looking to contest them and force them away, because saying he gets caught.
Might get caught. He has to get the flash away, but they're going to slow him down with that Glacial Augment. Raisins flashes forward, and Kasing holds his life. Great shield by Taxa, and now BTXL looking to turn it around. Sawyer gets kicked, gets gobbled. Dragane comes in and finds first blood. Phelan turning it back around. Special is on that flank, and now he's looking to see if he can find something here. Taxa flashes forward. A free man scatter the weak. The heal is not big enough, and they root 2 up. Taxa tries to dodge away. The chains go a little bit wide. Special putting that damage out as the kick from Taxa is just dodged away. A 1-for-1 trade, but Phelan find first blood with a fantastic roam by Dragane.
Eventually, the mid priority was an important thing. Phelan moving so many members over secured Dragane's ability to move down first, impact that gank sooner. Although Special turned up and made it a trade 1-for-1.
Hemoplex, Sender's flashing away here. Has to use the Tangerine.
Battery actually misplayed that. His E went off before he flashed. I think with the oranges, that wouldn't have been a solo kill, but it was definitely a misplay from Battery. Missed out getting the complete damage. Taxa's looking over to potentially threaten. But ultimately, I think if we can look towards bot lane, I think the wave has crashed on a tower.
Yeah, it has.
So, won't be too bad. Yeah, it has crashed on the tower. So, ultimately, Taxa's presence not really doing much. A little bit of a skirmish comes in here. Dragane low on mana.
They do get that scatter. They have the outplay button, and Dragane goes down. Special finds the kill. Now Beartree dueling up versus Sendo here. Sendo does have his cannon barrage, and he does have those barrels to work with, but Beartree able to make his way out, and Power Transfusion won't heal him up now.
Just a bit overzealous. I think it's hard to pressure Special. He has that Merc Tread, so less vulnerable to the CC. And when you don't have ult on Sejuani, you're not really offering too much in that 2v2 in the skirmish. But,
Ooh, Sendo. Sorry, yes. Did have Trial of Fire. Doesn't actually kind of go in, considering he's used his flash already. Is Beartree running pretty low here. Trying to see if they can find a gank. Uses the blood pool early. Sendo now has to try and get the heal off. The cannon barrage is big, but it's not enough to find himself a kill. Sendo holding his own 1 versus 2. And he's able to make his way out from there.
I mean, they're like 20
coming
minions.
down, though.
They're like 20 minions helping him out, I think was the big thing. Dragane should be able to find Sendo, but doesn't actually want to overcommit. Doesn't know who else could be there. They do give Beartree the ability to catch that wave, though. If he was denied that with no
the alcove,
TP,
he's actually snuck his way forward. If Beartree tries to overextend here,
I mean, Beartree's going to heal up before he starts to push over, so should be fine. But I think the critical thing is Beartree could have been denied that whole wave.
Oh, he's got him.
Ultimately, he ends up surviving and grabbing the wave, so not too much of an issue. And if he lands the barrels, could potentially find something here.
The Hero Plague's available to Beartree, which is big. Sendo knows what he's doing. He's going to throw the barrel out. Doesn't actually cancel the base, although Beartree cancels it himself.
I just find it funny that you wait all that time and then the barrel doesn't connect.
Just completely whiffs it.
Okay.
Well, Dragane trying to catch this wave in his mid lane.
Down in farm is the thing to note in the mid lane. And there is a gold lead for BTXL, although I will say it is expected with this Senna Tom Kench because the Senna isn't farming and it's harder to farm on a melee champion in the bot lane. So you do factor that in to a degree, but you can see CS differences top and mid, which they're less sort of to be expected. Is a takeaway there. 31 stacks already for this Senna. They're looking for a dive here.
It's got the Glacial Fisher. They use that bullet time just to clear the wave out. This might be harder to do. The bubble, the railgun, everything is layered on top. Raisin's tanking that tower for days now. And Kasing trying to just buy some space, but Dragane comes in, misses out on the chains, but with the electrocute proc, will find himself the kill in return. Phelan go for a good dive here, but now they've got to worry that Taxa can just plop this Rift Herald down, and Dragane's ability to roam is going to get harder and harder.
Yeah, I like the play, though, from Phelan. They find a window, they punish them in the bot lane. They are going to get a couple of plates in mid, but they're not going to take the tower. That's the big takeaway here, so I like it. Solid play. Good early game so far from Phelan to keep up. The only concern here is how strong this Syndra is going to be. Yeah,
Special just got 4 plates there. One more solid shove by him will be enough to end that tower. Sendo going for a little scrap versus Beartree. Beartree, the Empowered Transfusion, just heal back up in favor of himself. But now you can see Taxa making his way up, has the kick, has the flash. They're not going to tower dive in, though. The blood pool is just too scary. They're not going to bother with that.
And there's a big difference with the Empowered Transfusion if you get it off on the gangplank, because obviously not only are you reducing his HP, but there's more healing when you use it on a champion. So ideally, Beartree, when he gets those, can use them onto Sendo if he wants to hold his own. He's getting close to that level 9 point. Big power spike for the Vladimir. When you max that transfusion, the cooldown is reduced as much as it can be just by putting levels into it. And also the maximum healing, base healing, allows him to hold his own more so in the lane. He's now hit that level 9. Dragane now has that blue buff. and has caught up to a degree because there was a pretty big CS gap of about 30 not too long ago. And he's still down, very much so, but not as much.
Deadly's looking for him. The chase goes wide again. Just going to get taken out easy as that.
Uses distortion to farm. Should have flashed there, realistically. That's a big thing. You use your distortion, you then use another spell so that you can't use your double distortion. Again, just making a big mistake there, getting caught out. And that's going to be first tower in the mid lane.
Yeah, going to trade out a few plates here in the bot side, but Deadly makes his way down quick enough to clear it out. And Special shoving the wave up mid lane. Will be able to get himself first turret blood with the plate gold as well. A lot of bonus gold over to the mid laner for BTXL. May wait until this cannon dies.
This is where it gets a bit scary, because there's a lot of gold in the Special's pocket on this Syndra. He's going to likely be able to finish off his Ludens. And on top of that, it's a lot of control taken away from Phelan in the mid lane. You can see already, if you look across the river, there's this great line of control wards from BTXL. And basically allowing pretty aggressive movement. They're now going to be able to push those up if they want to. And Dragain, he has to catch the wave a lot deeper now. And you can see already the roam come in from Special.
Looking to get onto Sawyer, but Sawyer flashes away before Taxa can follow up. They find themselves a tidal wave onto Raisins. Taxa being chased here. They do get the kick onto two-man. Taxa's been slowed down and he's going to get rooted up as the railgun should pick the kill up. Dragain is the one to secure it. Now Special over the wall, trying to turn it back around, and Phelan actually do come up ahead there.
Yeah, nice play. Despite the fact Special's moving first, he hasn't spent all that gold that would have been in his pocket, and they're actually unable to find the pick onto Sawyer or Raisins. Taxi just overextended quite a bit.
Yep, Sendo losing out on this trade. The bullet time's being used. Raisins can look to gobble up Deadly here, but actually with that double up might be really scary. Deadly's ignited, has to flash away. Kasing now, he gets rooted up. BTXL, just a comedy of errors is coming down from this team, and with the permafrost onto Kasing, Sawyer should be able to find this kill, trying to buy the space, and XL do evacuate their bot lane. But now you can see Special roaming down because Dragain has to catch these waves quite deep. And if they overstay, they might die. They may just have to give up the dragon here.
He had vision on Jack Spectre. He's dead. Yep, goodbye.
Cannon Barrage is enough to slow him down. Special.
No way.
He's going to get this one. Outplay button. Ooh, scatter. Cool.
Yeah, no way. Even with a flash. And that Special massively misplayed that. No real way you get out of it. Another kill onto the Syndra. Already got that Ludens in a really strong spot. Get a little bit concerning. We do actually see the I forgot the name of that item. You know, the lethality one that clears ward.
Oh, the ward lethality item.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the name, the official name. Ward lethality item.
Phelan looking to respond here. Taxa actually has to jump away. Special hasn't got that ultimate, but does have a lot of damage to work with. And Taxa just goes back into the pit. Dragain looks to pick him up, but gets himself distorted and booted away. Teleporter coming in, and that's going to be the Cloud Drake secured. Taxa jumps out. Special is going to run away for the moment as he flashes up, but Sendo in the middle of the team. Beatrice actually running a bit of a muck here. Finds himself one kill, but finds himself instantly taken back down. It's a 1-for-1, and Sendo continues to be a nuisance in the sides. He's healing up, and he holds his life. Raisins chasing him down, and Sendo just ran through the team, didn't get punished at all there.
Definitely close, but there just was not enough damage to finish him off.
It's Umbral Glaive is the name of the item.
I preferred lethality ward item.
So do I.
Yeah.
We'll have a word with Mr. Riot.
That could have been the difference. Maybe if you'd gone for a higher damage lethality item, maybe you would have got that kill.
Could have taken the you can't see me, but I do more damage item, or the speedy lethality item.
Yep.
There's one more, isn't there? Oh, I'm alone, so I hit harder and faster.
No, there's another on top of that.
Oh, there's the you can't hit me item.
Nah, I don't like that name. I don't think it really does justice to it.
What would you call Edge of Night?
Shieldy Boy.
Shieldy Boy. The Shieldy Boy lethality item.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid name.
Or Discount Banshees.
Discount Banshees.
BTXL now with a pretty substantial lead at this point. Oh, Sendo? He can all in.
Yeah, Sendo just literally walks at him there. Railgun's going to come down. Beartree gets a shield off. Sendo heals up for the moment, but one more splat and he is going to go pop. Beartree finds the kill.
Yeah, that's how that matchup goes later in the game. So that's saving grace for Phelan, but they are still down in gold on the rest of the map. And XL looking to extend that by taking this Herald.
I'm in a bit of a loss of why Sender just ran at Bear Tree, to be honest with you. Special over the wall's going to try and clear out this wave.
Trying to find the mental edge. Trying to mind game him.
Well, now he's got the Executioner's calling, so...
Can't really start healing. That was actually a pretty close 1v1, but it doesn't really get better for the Gangplank.
Well, not after you give over a free kill, no.
But now, Bertie might end up being worth more gold. Shutdown available for his teammates.
Yeah.
Sendo just playing the game for his team.
Oh, he's doing that strategy where you intentionally feed.
I saw you do that in a solo queue game.
Yeah, unfortunately my team didn't get the point, but they were meant to be killing the people I was dying to so they could get loads of gold.
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's a bit nuanced for silver players.
Yeah, maybe I should have communicated it as well instead of just dying over and over again.
Wait, you can communicate in silver?
Well, a lot of them have chat bans, to be fair, but yes.
3,700. Actually, just as soon as I say that, 200 gold goes in Phelan's pocket, so looking great. 3,500 the gold difference. Sendo knocking on this tower. Actually sending Dragain down to answer him in the side lane. Potentially looking to maybe find a pick if he runs at them again. For now, though, see, massive bounty on Special. So if they do find him, he is flashless.
Yep, Deadly looks to find Bear Tree, but he's actually just going to catch the wave. Be very optimistic for an MF to try and 1v1 Bear Tree at this point. You can see Tax is running around with that Rift Herald as well, so we'll see where he decides to plop that down. May want to use it mid, may want to use it in a different lane, we'll have to find out. As Dragain is the one dealing in this side lane. I feel like Sendo actually may be happier to face versus Dragain.
The execution is calling, wasted. Oh, Tax are now looking. Second distortion and flash available for Dragain.
Oh, there's a minion there, buddy.
No, he wanted the minion. He was going to kick it.
Oh, then he realized he can't. Because the minion is a minion and not a champion.
He got them mixed up. He's like, I can't tell the difference. I'm blind because I'm playing Lee Sin.
I've heard Taxa actually does blindfold himself before he plays Lee Sin.
Yeah, sometimes.
He actually doesn't know what the champion even looks like.
He does sometimes look like he's playing blindfolded.
Not this game. As Deadly looking to jump onto Bear Tree. That's a good tidal wave. The railgun's not enough. Dawning Shadow's not going to be able to heal anybody up here. The tower falls in the bot lane in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, the 1v1, Battery can hold his own. 2v1, less so at this point of the game. Deadly is pretty strong, pretty farmed up. He's not special level of gold in his pocket, but he's pretty... oh, goodbye, Raisins.
No, he's holding it. Gonna go the Unleashed Power into the Scout of the Week. Okay, bye-bye, Raisins. As Bear Tree looking to get some damage onto Jack. Jack actually able to get away with the mists.
I mean, I said goodbye, Raisins, you know. Were you doubting me?
There was a moment. I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment.
Reptile throwing down mid. Oh, Sendo
jumped onto. Chains are going to pop, but he had a nullifying orb, so he's okay. That'll be the turret falling in the mid lane. Tier 2 down, 4 turrets to 1. A 5,000 gold lead between these teams. And now, the third Drake, Mountain Soul, will be 1 point away here for XL. It might not be as clean as quick as the Fnatic versus MN game before this, but XL are dominantly in control right now.
Definitely are. And I feel like mid-game XL do just completely take control, is often the case. The early game, Phelan did put up some life, put up some resistance, but the objective control from XL has been excellent, and now things are looking rough. You can see the goal discrepancy.
We're seeing a 76 stack Senna for Jack Spectre right now.
Yeah, you have to take the bot lane goal discrepancy with a grain of salt. Obviously, last game, it was even between the Sen and the animated carry, but that's because Envision was super far ahead. It is expected that Jack Spectre is going to be down in gold. It's the trade-off you have, but that is a very fed misfortune. You don't really want that to be the situation. And mid lane being 2,000 down, that's not good either. Top lane, too. Again, suboptimal is how we'll describe it.
I think that's fair.
For Phelan. For BDXL, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's all, you know, it depends whose eyes you're looking for.
Okay, yeah. Sendo now has Hex Drinker, Merc Treads. A lot harder to find that 1v1 kill from Battery. Sawyer dashes over the wall.
Yep, Deadly. They put some damage down. The bullet time's massive. He just gets himself that kill easy as that. Dragani jumps in. Deadly flashes away. The teleports are coming in, and Deadly holds his life. The cannon barrage is onto Raisins just to slow him down. Taxa is not going to find the Q onto the right one, but Special is on a rampage. 10-6 on the score. XL are running through Phelan right now.
And Jack Spectra running through the bullet time away from his Tom Kench. Again, probably could say that was suboptimal. Phelan really far behind now. It's just, if you're going to win this, it's going to be the scaling game.
Raisins can't save you if he's out of range. Especially when you give yourself a movement speed buff and then run out of range. As Sawyer actually thought his Krugs were gone, but actually they were walking away. So he's going to go catch those now. Resets coming across the board for everyone but Sendo. Sendo's quite happy just to continue to farm away here. That was really cheeky, actually. I like that. Add the barrel back to finish off the front line as well.
Big gamer.
I've actually never seen someone do that. That was super sneaky. I like that. Looks like Sendo's building towards his Essence Reaver as his next item. I've seen a mixture of items. Some people go the Sterix, but with the Hex Drinker, obviously you can't get the shield. Why are you looking at me weird?
What else does Caulfield's build into?
Well, quite a lot of things.
Yeah,
Death Dance.
You know,
I don't know why you'd go Death Dance Gangplank, to be honest.
Morph Malmortius, which he already has a Hex Drinker
True,
for. So like, you're like, oh, he's building his Essence Reaver. You can't assume that.
True, you are correct. I felt like he'd just take the Hex Drinker for now and then build like a kind of key breakpoint item.
He might, but he might not. So
we'll find out. Raisins might not even give us the chances. He is getting kicked back into the team. A bubble to follow. Deadly finds himself that one. Sawyer waiting over the walls. Dragane does get stunned. They actually get everything. Big combo onto Taxa. Taxa's able to buy the time of the bullet time coming out from Deadly. And a good stopwatch means he's going to live. Sawyer's low. And actually, Blood Bubble's been used here by Bear Tree. And Sendo has found him with the grasp, with the trial by fire. Should cut him through. Big healing, though, coming through from Jack Spectra and the transfusion. Bear Tree's able to live.
Yeah, Dragane on the flank, threatening those low HP bars while mostly Taxas. Still back away. No kills actually coming out on top of the initial Raisins pick. And Senator Tom Kench not working out as well as last game, I think we'll say.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
You know what time it is?
Chico time. Chuck. You gotta respond to me, man.
I'm not talking to you again for this entire cast.
I don't know if DreamHack is going to be happy about that. So what happened? Well, the casters just didn't want to talk to each other.
I don't think anyone wants you to talk after that one. It's not 2003.
Kind of wish it was. We had Pokemon Sapphire coming out back then. It's a great year.
It was actually pretty good.
2003 was actually a stellar year.
I didn't know you, so that was a big one.
God damn it, dude.
It's the Morph Malmortius. I called it. I said.
I mean, you would have looked real silly if I was right and you were wrong there, so we'll give you that one.
I don't get much from being right over you. You're often so wrong.
Do you want to chill out? Looks like Phelan don't want to chill out. They're going in here onto XL. Singh has got that Hemo Plague onto him. Blood Bubble's been used and a good knock up from the Tidal Wave on the 3. Bullet time channeling through a lot of members as the Dawning Shadows to answer back out. Both AD carries just taking shots at each other. That Mountain Soul is being started up and it should be finished up here by XL. They're the ones to pick that up, and now it's even harder to find these picks onto the BTXL members.
Yeah, those shields pretty bulky right now. Taxa has kick and flash, but not going to go for it because Tom Kench is nearby. BTXL looking at a really good spot right now. 8,000 a lead. They have that Mountain Stall for the extra shielding. But I feel like they're in a pretty comfortable spot to close this one out. I will say, though, if it goes late game, I feel like the Mountain Shield doesn't scale as well as, say, the Infernal Soul.
Special. Just about to get the Unleashed Power, stacking up the orbs. Dragane playing with some serious fire here. And Special finds himself the kill.
Yeah, question mark pings come out from both sides there, actually.
Do you know what? We didn't find out what time it is. What time was it?
It was soul checking time.
Oh, okay.
I was going to check how many souls Jack Spectre did. And I did. I
completely
looked
shut
at
your brain down, didn't I?
He is currently on 105. So, pretty good. Pretty nice. Getting a lot of that attack speed and AD, but less items than used to had last game, so not doing quite as much. But the ult's hitting. You see when he lands that ult, it does do quite a lot of damage. For now, BTXL starting to pressure and apply some pressure around the Baron area, get some vision. They actually see Sawyer, they're looking for him. Oh, goodbye.
Yep, tidal wave's going to be used. Sawyer's already used the Arctic Assault. Cannon Barrage to follow. He can't be slowed, but he can be killed. Deadly. 6 and 1 on the Misfortune. Got the Essence Reaver. Got the Infinity Edge. And got some healing reduction as they're looking to find a couple of members out here. Dawning Shadows will go down as Taxer jumps onto Jack just to zone him out of the fight. Beartree is on that flank, but good old ward hop, he's able to put some distance between them. And now Beartree actually looking to go in here. Uses himself the ketchup puddle to keep himself safe.
He breaks the Mountain Shield, but not too much more, unfortunately. Just have that Rabadon's in his pocket, but it just isn't enough. BTXL still miles ahead. Special doesn't even need to be there. He'll take that tower. I feel like they could have started the Baron there with the jungler down, but they're not even going to risk it. Going for resets right now. Playing the game pretty slowly. Feeling confident up the control they have. I think the one who benefits, the one who gets hurt the most by this Mountain Soul, though, is definitely Dragain. Ability to assassinate really reduced with those shields.
Especially when you're only sitting on the Oblivion Orb, the Blasting Wand, and a Luden's Echo. Damage already a little lackluster for this point in the game.
Yes.
Compared to someone like Special, who has a Death Cap, a Morello's, a Luden's Echo. There's so much healing reduction available to XL now, but Beartree, he's going to struggle to be able to sustain through them, and the healing from Jack Spectre is going to be pretty much negated almost.
To an extent, but even with 40% reduction, there's still quite a lot of healing from the center. But that's about it. Damage really not going to match up well to Deadly. I think a big thing as well is the level discrepancies across the board. 2-level lead between AD carries, 1 level between Special and Dragain, but you can see Deadly at the bottom of the screen pretty close to level 15. I feel like Special's he just has hit 16. So a pretty sizable gap in terms of experience and obviously the gold as well.
They're looking to catch wave after wave. We take a look at what ultimates are starting to come up and available here. We're mainly just waiting on the Tidal Wave, which is going to be used into the bullet time, into all of the combo into Jack. They don't find themselves that knock-up.
Yeah,
they're able to peel that away.
Overstaying a fair bit for that ward there, and he is low on HP, so BTXL going to try and pressure this tower.
Yeah, Beartree's on that flank. Sendo has now got that cannon barrage. And XL, they're happy just to push in, do some damage to the tower. They don't want to overcommit, don't want to overstay. They step back and look to head towards that Baron. They don't really have too much vision around the pit, but all behind the pit, it's completely lit up here for XL. They have so many wards to work with. Special is standing on a ward, so he could get punished here, actually. Looking for Beartree. He didn't know what was going on, but just assassinates a kill onto Beartree. Looking to jump away as the chains will connect. They're looking for more kills here as Raisins will fall. Deadly finds that one. Dawning Shadow's not going to find his mark onto Special, who's able to sliver away, and a double kill gets picked up by Deadly. Phelan just losing members left, right, and center, unable to answer out to XL. Dragain has to find a miracle ultimate to turn this, but he's not going to be able to do so. This should just be the turret going down. Looks like XL don't even need the Baron right now to close this game out. They've still got 20 seconds until Beartree's back alive. They are going to back off. They don't want to risk throwing the game. Don't want to risk throwing their advantage. They're just pinging back towards that Baron. They're going to go start it up.
And it feels pretty unsurmountable at the moment, especially when they secure this Baron. Sawyer might head over to try for a steal. You're going to be hard-pressed to find it when Special's TPing in. He's going to be on zone control.
This time he's not on a ward as well.
I think it's just gone.
There is no way Phelan can contest this. They know that. They're just going to step away. Special just throwing some orbs over the wall to help out with his team now.
Elder
Phelan just
in
trying to-
15. They want mid priority and try and transition that into Elder when the resets are coming through. If they maintain vision control and then BTXL face check, that's their only chance. That is their only chance. They know for a fact. You give over Elder, game's over. Sendo's going to stay top lane and push that wave in and threaten.
He has teleport. He has cannon barrage.
Yeah, he's got to start it. He's got to start this up. I feel like you don't have an option.
It looks like XL maybe looking to call the bluff here. Kick lands onto Jack. He's going into the mist. Bear Tree looking to find something onto Deadly. Glacial Prison goes wide. Taxa lands a kick onto Jagain inside the pit as Bear Tree throws out the bullet time. Actually, so it's Deadly just mincing through them. The Elder is secured. And XL is looking to close out the game with the gift of the Elder. Running through absolutely everyone. Meanwhile, their turrets are being annihilated inside the base. Sendo, he wasn't even there for the fight. He's just winning the game. BTXL take out Phelan in 31 minutes.
A crushing victory is what you can say. They just, it felt like in the early game, they held up a little bit. And then after that, it was just dominant from the side of BTXL. Once again, crushing mid-game. Feels like they gave a lot more respect to Phelan, though. We have seen sometimes against these lower in the table teams, a little bit disrespectful, particularly Special can be, but here, none of that. He was just consistent throughout the game. They crushed it. They didn't overstep when there was potential to do so.
Yeah.
And it felt like Phelan never really had an avenue to get back into this one.
To me, it felt like XL just wanted to make sure that they did clean sweep the first round of the round robin. So they play like that.
No,
Nice and clean.
They beat every team once.
They're now 8-0. 7-0, sorry.
They've beaten every team once. And the question is going to be, can they do it again?
Can they clean sweep it this time round? Fnatic and Barrage are obviously the two teams who we're kind of looking to kind of upset the apple cart here for BTXL. But at the moment, looks like we're potentially having the former rulers of the UK back on top. Fnatic looking to defend their title. They've had that title for 1 year now. And they've really got to pull it back if they're going to try and take this. Because at the moment, BTXL are looking very clean, very dominant, and quite hard to challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Just feels like they just have that edge against everyone. I think Phelan, they held up okay in the early game. I think one of their concerns was not matching the pressure on the top side of the map to get that Herald. I think they should have looked to contest that, because once they gave that over, mid started to fall apart. They handed a ton of money to Special. I felt like at that point, things were sort of falling out of control. And I feel like a lot of times for XL, the opposing team does find these little plays, these little moments, but despite that, the goal lead just always ends up in the favor of BTXL. I feel like their wave management, their coordination around the map, the lane assignment's really good. So even if you do win a fight, you don't get very much from it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just solid foresight, just good foresight, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they show why they are the best team here in the UK, setting themselves for as little loss as possible in bad exchanges. And they didn't really take many bad exchanges. Everything was relatively positive there for XL. And with that, they are 7-0 in the standings, undefeated as the first round robin draws to a close. But we still got one more game to go before we start up the second round. And that is going to be Envision taking on M&M. Sorry, nope. Barrage taking on XL Enclave. I'm having a brain fart. I'm going to take a break. So are you. We'll see you in a second.